Drink it in, drink it in, drink it in, man.
It is picked off by the line. Darius Slay's got it. Coming back right side, 25. Picks up a block at the 30. Darius at the 40.
Drink it in, drink it in. Drink it in, drink it in, drink it in, man.
Rolls to the right. Stafford throws deep. Got a man out there. Enzo. Caught. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. Marvin Jones.
Drink it in, drink it in.
Touchdown, Detroit Lions. Cornbread.
Drink it in, drink it in, drink it in, man.
Detroit Kool-Aid, what is going on, everybody? Back again, part 2 of the road trip, and yep, we're still on the road. Griff could give him the horn so we know where we're driving. You know it, we are about an hour and 15 minutes from Green Bay, Wisconsin. We just stopped at some random place on the side of the road. I swear we can't find anywhere to stop. I mean, maybe because it's 3:06 in the morning. But we found somewhere to stop. I had to throw Grifka the keys, just like on the podcast. I did about 2/3 of the work, but I needed him to do at least 1/3 and get us to Green Bay. Cannot wait to pull into the grocery store, get some grub. We're going to load up our coolers. We're going to... Here's a good story for everybody. We know there was a little bit of audio issues on the previous show. There might be some here, but we don't care. We're trying to just have fun with this and give you some audio content. But everybody knows that listens to the show that I love me some Jim Rome. So there's a caller on the Jim Rome show. His name's Caleb from Green Bay. So I was thinking, as this got closer, like, we got to figure out where to go, like where to eat, where the hangouts are after the game, stuff like that. So I hit up Caleb in Green Bay on Twitter. This guy, great dude, got back to me, told us a ton of places to go, so we're going to try to hit that up. As well as, this guy's one of my favorite callers. Like I say, I said he's the best caller never to win the Jim Rome Smack Off, so he always brings creative content. Caleb, I don't know if that song you pulled a year or two ago was their best idea, but other than that, you've been pretty solid, and I appreciate you being so cool on Twitter when I reach out to you, of giving us some names. He wouldn't give me a score of the game. He said I had to wait, so I guess I have to hit him up, but I was obviously telling him how the Lions are going to go in and whoop them. But like I say, once we load up our coolers and get ready for our tailgate, we'll be looking for somewhere to grub out and hopefully having some fun with the Packer fans. So with all that being said, the driver now, rather than the passenger guy that was sleeping, I mean, talk about a party foul. I mean, who co-pilots at 2 in the morning and sleeps on his driver? So what did I do? I put on hip-hop, Justin Timberlake, maybe some 60s bebop and chop, about as loud as I could on the radio to make sure Grifka got some good shut-eye there. Grifka, what's going on, buddy?
Yeah, the 20 minutes of shut-eye was amazing. It was very restful.
Oh, man, I thought you were out for about 2 hours there. I thought you were just enjoying my DJ music I had going
2 hours. You set the car on morgue, and then all of a sudden you're just like, oh, wait, we have heat in this car. Oh, okay, no problem. I like sleeping in an ice box.
Ice box? I saw you kept going for the heater. Like, I was 1,000,000 degrees in here. I don't know.
Degrees.
I don't know how I was, like, sweating and you were freezing. So, again, just mirrors the podcast, how we view everything differently. But, you could always just say, hey, Okri, turn up the heat, buddy, and I could do that for you.
I've driven, like, plenty of times late at night, and, like, I just turned down the heat to make it more cool because I understand. I thought you needed it just to stay awake, so I wasn't going to complain.
So you were too hot or too cold? I'm confused.
I was too cold.
Okay, because I don't know. Like I said, I don't feel anything now except it feels like you have it on cold. So
I do. I do have it on cold.
But you said you're too cold. So when you put hot on?
Well, when I'm driving, I want to keep it chilly to keep me awake.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, I've driven plenty of times in the middle of the night where I have the air on just to keep me awake.
Well, what keeps me awake, Griff? Because I had the music on about as loud as possible and was searching for random obnoxious songs to try to wake you up so we could have fun doing karaoke as well as enjoying the road trip. But you were clunked out sleeping.
Yeah, for about 20 minutes. I act like I was like, out for like most of this drive in the UP.
That's what it felt like. But anyway, I guess Grifka's back. He's behind the wheel. I'm here. Just edited a podcast. If you haven't, I'm sure you have if you're listening to this. Part 1 of the roadie went up. And like we said, we listened to a little bit. We know it was a little bit clunky. Hopefully this is a little bit better. I guess it's not the smartest idea to start trying to record off of Verizon signal once you pass the Mackinac Bridge. Probably not the best spot to be doing a live podcast at that point. But like I said, we're back here talking Lions, having fun, pretty close. I mean, it's been a pretty easy drive. Recommend anybody that wants to roadie it to this game. Pretty easy. Like I said, looking forward to getting there and checking out everything. Grifka, like, what I want to know right off the top is, like, we're going to be in Lambeau. Lights will be on. Monday Night Football. Big NFC Norris division game. I mean, what do you think this atmosphere is going to be like? I don't know what other games you went to, but, we're always at Ford Field. We know what that's like. I've been to Philly. I've been to Washington, D.C. for a Lions game. Like, to me, this is going to be much better than any of those.
I'm envisioning people with their shirts off to prove how tough they are in the cold weather.
Oh, of course.
So, from watching games in Green Bay on television, you see that a lot. But it'll still be a raucous crowd. I mean, being a division game. I don't know if Green Bay fans take the Lions very seriously. I know the team does, at least according to their coach. They said the Lions are a good team. So, but I still get the feeling that Green Bay fans think that they're the top dog in the division, so they're not going to take the Lions very seriously, and they may view this as a pretty easy W coming off a victory in Dallas. So they think, probably coming home to Lambeau Field to beat up on the Lions won't be too difficult. But still, I think the crowd's going to be pretty raucous. And, anytime I've been in Wisconsin, it seems like they're, it's good people over there. So they might talk a little trash, but I don't think they're going to be as obnoxious as, say, Philly fan. So I think it'll be a good time.
Grifka, are you a fan of the cheese made into all sorts of hats? Because we're going to see about 60 different versions of the cheddar hat while we're here at the game.
I used to a long time ago when my sister lived out in Wisconsin. She actually got me one of the cheese heads, but it was the shape of a cowboy hat. So I did have one of those for a little bit. I think I wore it just a couple times, for photos. But I got rid of that a while ago.
So even though it was a gift, but it was like a Packers gift, you still don this cheddar cowboy hat?
Yeah, a couple different times.
Get this, because some lady, really nice lady, I'm real good friends with her at my work, out of the clear blue sky one day, she brings into work, hey, I thought you'd like this, hands me this quadruple CD, which first of all, who gives out CDs nowadays? And she's not even that old of a lady. Hands me the CD. It's like the life story of Jim Tressel.
What?
She was like, I thought you might like this. And she knows I'm a big Michigan guy, I'm a big sports fan. I looked at it, I was like, yeah, I can't accept this gift. I gave it right back to her. She looked at me like, what are you kidding me? I'm like, why would you even think that I would accept this? I mean, this is ridiculous right now. So yeah, that was definitely a give back of a gift that I had done. That was funny. That's what I had done with that cheddar cowboy. Like, thanks, but no thanks, on that one. But I think the people will be all right. I think the crowd will be great. I think there's something about watching a game, not only outdoors, but at night, and the only game on TV, all that type of stuff is going to be just make it extra special. And like I say, I mean, have you ever, you've never went to a road Lions game, right, Grifka?
No, I have not.
Yeah, and like I say, I've only done a couple, so I know there's a lot of people that will go once a year, or, there's some of these Lions diehards, which again, please listen to the Detroit Kool-Aid Cast, who are at either every road game or all these road games. Like, I don't know how they do it, but that's incredible dedication as well. So I'm expecting a raucous crowd on both sides. I think Lions fans, will represent, as we often do on the road. And like I say, the minute that ball gets kicked off, it's sort of just another game. But like I say, it won't be, because it'll just be that atmosphere and that vibe and lots of stakes, lots of things on the line for this game. So Grifka, the Lions offense, we talked about him a little bit in the other podcast, Darrell Bevell and company. Do you see a player or two that you kind of have circled in red pen that you think will either show up big or could help get a W in this football game, if you had to call it right now? Ahead of time, I know that's kind of not your thing, but...
Well, I have to think that Green Bay believes that their defensive backfield's good. I think it's a little overrated, so I think they're going to...
Are they great?
Nah, they're not that great. I think they're going to try to stack the box against Kerryon and force Matt Stafford to beat him with the pass, which I don't think is going to be very smart. But this might be
that smart.
Yeah, it's not that smart. But I mean, Zeke Elliott ran all over that team, which they should have probably tried to stack the box against those guys, and they were even missing their starting left tackle. I still think Kerryon could have a good game. I don't know if he will crest 100 yards. I mean, I'm thinking somewhere probably in the high 80s, low 90s. But I think Kerryon Johnson, and even catching little swing passes out of the backfield, he could have a big game on Monday night.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I don't know. Like I say, I don't know that we've proven enough to sort of say we're going to take your run game away. We really only had one pretty decent game on the ground. I would think it would be more like, like you said, sort of put pride in their guys in the outside, but also know that our explosive big plays are usually going to come from, the wideouts. They have a good middle linebacker. I do like Blake Martinez. He's all over the field tackling. I'm not totally sure where he ranks or where he falls sort of in coverage, but, I don't think we got a final word, but I would assume T.J. Hockenson would be good to go. This could be a Jesse James type of game as well, where they haven't really done much with him, kind of as I said they wouldn't, as he's sort of fallen in line as the spot player, kind of backup type of guy. But, I mean, he's really just made the 1 third down that ended the Charger game and a few plays here or there. So, maybe one of those under-the-radar guys comes out and just, makes more plays than you'd expect to sort of win this game. But, I mean, if I had to put it on a guy, gosh, I don't know. I mean, I'd love for Stafford just to sling it and for Kenny to have a big game, but I would think, if Amendola is healthy and in there, maybe it's an Amendola Kerryon type of game where underneath, run after catch, as well as just, pound them until they quit in the run game and see him get in the end zone a couple times would be nice as well. So, those would be a couple guys that I'd sort of pull out of there, and then, as we've always said, we really don't care who or how, just get it done. But it'll be interesting because you can't really go into a Lions game nowadays going, hey, you got to take away this guy, and that'll do it. So, curious what the Packers will do, as well as who Bevell and company will feature. That'll be interesting. When we're talking defense, we know your love for Jarrad Davis on this show. Tracy Walker's a guy that we both second guessed when he was drafted. Then I was a little bit quicker to come along, saying I really see some things from this guy, as well as the crazy measurables, arm length stuff that he has. Gosh, not only has he played really well, but I think he already seems almost like a leader on that defense with him and Quandre in the back end. Well, what kind of defensive players jump out to you? I know the Big Hughes threw out there that he thinks this is a coming out party for Trey Flowers, another guy that you ragged on, even though he's in game 4 or 5 of his 5-year deal. Who do you think might be stout and really jump off the page on defense for the Lions?
I mentioned on the 2-hour ago podcast that I thought Aaron Rodgers was going to probably try to sling it around. I think this might be a Rashaan Melvin game, actually. I don't think they're going to test Slay. I think he's got that mantra now that he's able to shut down wide receivers, so I think they're going to try to go after Rashaan Melvin, even though he's having a really good year. So I think that he's going to be able to come up. He likes to come up and even hit on the run. So I can see him making some tackles, but then actually some pass break up as well. I don't know if he'll get an interception. Aaron Rodgers is one of those guys that he'll throw the ball away before he throws into really tight coverage. So I could see Rashaan Melvin having a good game. Also, probably on the D-line, I still think a lot of people are saying like Snacks. He's they're wondering what's happening to him. I think he's getting double teamed a lot. So I think that's going to continue to happen. So A'Shawn Robinson, he's going to have to come up big with the stuffing of the run of Aaron Jones. So those would be the two guys I'd be really interested to see.
Grifka, what I'm interested in right now is as we're driving in who knows where, Wisconsin, all I see is
Are we in Wisconsin?
I don't know. I would hope so, because it says we're only an hour away from our destination. But I'm looking at our Wi-Fi, and it started at LTE. Then it went to extended 1X, which I'm sure is not good. Now we're in 3G, which that was, so 2007 or 8, something like that. So I don't know what's going on with our locale as well as our signal, but that could explain maybe some of the audio issues that we are not in the best of spots. But like I say, we're cruising along here on the road. So game plan set. You've heard our offensive, defensive side of the ball guys. Game plan is Grifka's going to finish out this last couple hours here. We're about an hour out, it says. When we get there, the plan is to go get brats, hamburgers, chips, beverages, any other types of fatness that we probably should not have to stuff in our gullets. And then we're going to ice that down, find a spot to throw the old vehicle. And then we're out on foot with the Detroit Kool-Aid Cast banner. I made a few banners and sent those to some of the people that hit us up on Twitter and support the show big time. We had the banner out. We got a sign that says Detroit Kool-Aid in the house. So if you see that, if you're hearing this and you're out and about in Green Bay and a Lions fan, look for a sign, as well as finding some foods, finding some good people of Green Bay to hang out with, and then
we're still in Michigan, by the way.
Still in Michigan, supposedly, allegedly, says the GPS lady. But we are gonna try to get in that tailgate in that parking lot as soon as we can, set up shop, and then let the fun begin. Chucking footballs, using our bullhorns, walking around, grilling up food. It's going to be an incredible time. So for everybody, it's another short podcast keeping you up to date where we're at on this road trip. Grifka still says we're in Michigan. I can't imagine, but maybe so.
I just saw a Pure Michigan sign. I mean, we're in Michigan.
All right, well, we might have issues, man. Hopefully we get to this game at some point. But thank you, everybody, for checking us out. You got our big-time performers. Again, we'll see who nailed it, who didn't. And we'll also just hopefully come out of Lambeau Field with a W when it's all said and done. We'll probably check you after we load up on grub, or once we get some grub, and hopefully talk to some people of Green Bay. Maybe we'll put them on the show if possible. We'll see what happens. Take care, everybody. We're out.
Pack the bags, start the plane. This game is over. It is over. What a comeback by the Lions. Drink it in.